Hello there. If you are watching my face for the very first time, my name is Nega, and if you knew me already, and I welcome you both to this Oikal Blackwood Zone. So today's video is about the current running problem about hijab and farda system. This topic is about hijab is mandatory or not. Why they are prohibiting hijab? So the one other thing is about the communal issues between Hindus and Muslims in the state of Karnataka. In the state of Karnataka, there was severe tensions roaming around the people of Karanataka. The government has announced a leave for colleges and schools for 3 days. Most of us could be witnessed the bold video of a girl, a Muslim girl. She parked her vehicle and she is on the way to her college. In between that, 100 plus men were surrounded her like shouting at her, yelling at her, Jai Shri Ram. The girl never got scared. She also turned back and replied them, Allahu Akbar. I actually appreciate her courage to stand against 100 plus men. And I also appreciate her for she stood for herself all alone. But if you ask me, would I appreciate her for shouting back Allahu Akbar? No, I definitely not. Because I feel instead of shouting back Allahu Akbar, if she could be shouted like Jai Hind, then it could be different. Then the girl might be praised by all of the Indian nation. There will be no religion, politics, and anything else. If you shout out like Jai Hind, then it will be turned like, brothers, listen, you are Hindus and I am Muslim, but we both are Indians, because Jai Hind senses that. You people could wonder what is the root cause of this issue. This issue started a couple of months before. It started from a school issue. School permissions said we won't be permitting students wearing hijab. So it all started there. 5 of the girls also filed writ stating under Article 14 and Article 25 of the Constitution. What is Article 14 and 25? So Article 14 talks about equality. The state should provide equality to all of the peoples, and the state should also provide equal protection for all of the peoples. And what is Article 25? Article 25 says you can practice your own religion. No one can question that while you're practicing your own religion. Apart from that, Article 25 is absolutely yours. You have right to practice your religion, whatever it is. It's not you are a Muslim, you should practice Muslim, or you are a Hindu, you can practice a Hinduism, like that. It's also like if you are creating a new religion by tomorrow, you can also practice that. You have right for that. So that was mentioned under Article 25 of the Indian Constitution. Right? Apart from Article 14 and 25, what does the preamble says? Guys, we know preamble is the big boss, because preamble cannot be altered, because preamble is the preface of our constitution, and preamble is also the basic structure of our constitution, and preamble is also the ID code of our constitution. So no one can violate our preamble. The preamble actually holds 9 key points, but actually we need here only 4. First thing is secularism, second thing is fraternity, third thing is liberty, and the fourth is equality. So, what is secularism? In simple words, to define secularism is we should keep religion apart from public. The government should not see which religion he belongs from or which caste he belongs from. The government should see people as people, but not as which background he comes from. Every set of people have different kind of opinions and different kind of faiths, and no one can go into it and ask why you are doing this. So everyone have independent and freedom to choose what they want and what kind of worship they need to do, and that is secularism. Now let's talk about fraternity. Fraternity is nothing but, in simple terms to say, it's like a brotherhood. We Indians, we should follow brotherhood. We are Indians. Our neighbor who lives in the next door or the opposite doors, he might be a Muslim or Christian or anything else, but we should treat them equally, and we should treat them like a brother or sister. We should accompany them like a brotherhood or sisterhood. And that's how our nation gets strengthened, because we all are Indians, we all are united by brotherhood. The third thing is liberty. Everyone has their own liberty to worship which god they want to do worship. So no one can interfere into their liberty. Then the last thing is equality. Actually, I should have mentioned this equality before, but I didn't. Why? If we follow the previous 3 things, then the equality could be available automatically into our hands. Now, I'm coming to the actual fact. I actually mentioned earlier 1 girl versus 100 plus mans. But this is the only thing happened in Karnataka? No, there are actually several tensions going around the people of Karnataka. One another tension, this is the very, very, very worst thing happened in Karnataka. The students of Karnataka, they hosted saffron flag which represents Hinduism. Is that good? What kind of students they are? Actually, we have a famous slogan, that is, children are the future of our country. But the children are killing our country. They don't even have an idea about what is national flag. They also don't even have an idea about what is fundamental duties. If they have so, then they wouldn't do those things. First of all, those students have no thought about nationality. I'm talking about both of them. The Muslim girl who shouted Allahu Akbar and the 100+ men who shouted Jai Shri Ram, they both don't have an idea about what is nationality and what is India. If they have so, then they wouldn't do these things. Alright, now let's talk about why India referred as nation, why we have national flag, and what are our fundamental duties. Do you have any idea about why India sometimes referred as nation? Here is the answer. Because India is not having a particular set of people. India is having many set of people, many kinds of people. India is loaded with different kinds of cultures and different kinds of varieties, species, and etc. etc. So by uniting them under one particular set, that particular set is named as nation. So India is country and also a nation. So we should respect our nation, and we also should not forget what is our fundamental duties, because fundamental duties is a mandatory thing. Every citizen of India should be known. Like we all know the famous slogan, ignorance of law is no excuse. Likewise, ignorance of fundamental duties is also no excuse. If you look at Article 51A of Indian Constitution, the first point says about we should respect our national flag, national anthem and such things. Because we are Indians, we should pay respect to our national flag and national anthem. After these issues, I can see India is going back to 1940s. The 1940s is the period which we are facing freedom struggles. Along with that, we are facing partition issues also. Kirpan matters, then Farda and Hijab also matters. There is a law available by driving. Sikh people need not mandatory to wear a helmet because they were already wearing Kirpan. So, some liberty given to the Sikh peoples. So, if that Kirpan matters, then Farda also matters. Apart from that, all religion has the same consciousness. In Hindu, if we have Mari, then Christian, there is Mary. Then in Hindu, we have Shanmugavel. In Christian, they will be having Samuel. In Christian, they have Adam. In Muslim, they have the same Adam. In Muslim, they have Sarah. In Christian, they have the same Sarah. So, every religion is linked and connected with one another. Apart from that, we different kind of people worship different kind of gods to keep ourselves in a peaceful manner, to keep our heart peace and pure. So, every religion's consciousness are the same. I can also see we created the God, Like in childhood, we might be here. If you done wrong, then the God will come and he will kick out your eyes. Like that, in ancient period, the laws were posed like, if you done this wrong, then God will punish you. Or like, if you done this wrong, the sake of gods, he will be giving these kind of punishments to you. And those things God followed day by day. Those things became traditions, and those traditions became customs, and those customs become a law. And that's how every religion has different kind of worship and different kinds of laws. Once again, I give pressure for this sentence. We may, apart from religion, we may have different kinds of laws, worships, and apart from different kinds of worship, we may have different kinds of rules and regulation. But we are united by one thing, the consciousness of peace, which we get from the prayer. If you can't preach to our children or students or our siblings like everyone are equal and every gods are equal, and you need not to do that. And you can say, I will follow only my tradition and only my rules, and I will be faithful only to my God, which I worship. No problem at all. You can be. It's your right. I'm saying nothing in that. But one thing, you should also follow basic human decency. You should obey the basic human decency. You should teach your children, students, siblings about basic human decency. That is, if you belong to one particular religion, it may not mean like you should disobey the another religion people. You should also pay respect to the opposite religion people also. So, you should follow brotherhood. In India, the brotherhood is mandatory to unite our country. So what I'm asking is, along with religion worship, also teach your students, siblings or children how to worship nation, and teach them nationality, and preach them we are Indians, and preach them our fundamental duties, preach them our fundamental rights, preach them our preamble. By doing that, we can save our India. We should never ever let down India before other countries. Today's India is a dream of our freedom fighters. They united India by seeking the hope of brotherhood. We should not ignore it. We should be united by the brotherhood. Also, I read one other news, in Tamil Nadu in downwards district Narakoil, there were a priest alleging that in India the Hinduism plays a major role. If you don't believe me, you can see that word Bharatam. So Bharatam is belongs to Hindus. Actually, I'm saying Bharatam is not belong to a Hindu word. Bharatam is actually a word which we got from a king. Bharat is a king. So we all Indians, once upon a time, all our ancestors were a tribal people. In ancient period, India is ruled by a king Bharat. So the king Bharat controlled India entirely from topwards India to downwards. That's why India is called as Bharat, in sake of the king Bharat. So India got the name Bharat from the king Bharat, not from the Hindu name Bharat. So that is what I need to mention. What I request and pray is we need to make fraternity to exist in India forever, and we also should teach the basic human decency for our kids. I also have a small story to tell you, While in my college second year, I have a super senior. Senior to my senior is known as super senior, So the super senior is Pakka senior. She is also a sister from another mother, but she is a Muslim. Why I'm mentioning her here is I am actually a big fan of ghost movies. I used to watch ghost movies. I'm also a big fan of making people scared of ghosts. I also make sounds and I also play with them by telling ghost stories. I also make them to get fear because of my stories. That's a kind of entertainment. What is the senior got frightened because of me, but after asking the ghost story, she plays Kandasishti Kavasam. Kandasishti Kavasam is a Hindu song, but she is a Muslim, and also she says me, hey, if you play this song, the ghost will never come, trust me. She also says me like that. At the time, I feel so proud. Oh my god. Look at the India in 2020s. It has changed a lot from the period of freedom struggles. When I hear and witness these kind of Karnataka issues, I can see India is going back to 1940s. But I'm still proud. I belong to Tamil Nadu, and Tamil Nadu is not like that. We follow brotherhood. So I ask you people should also follow the brotherhood. And that's all my video. Thank you. And this same video is also available in Tamil. So you can also watch the link will be provided in the description. So until then, take care. Follow brotherhood.